Good morning and welcome back to Coffee with a Kick. I'm back from vacation, so we can make more episodes. So I'm sure all of you are thrilled and glad and enthused to be here this morning on our fine, crisp Friday morning. Leading up to match day, match day 9. A lot of Saturday action. And then just a single game on Sunday and Monday. One of which isn't going to be very good. It's the Monday one, by the way. It's the Monday one. But listen, we did have a little bit of USMNT action over the time off. I'm sorry, we took off a whole episode. Germany didn't look great. I mean, we got off, had a fine first half. We're a first half team is apparently what it is. First half team. Because first half, Pulisic got himself a goal in there. And then Germany looked like Germany. And we ended up losing 3-1. And then we went over to, we hosted the Ghana Black Stars there in Nash, Vegas. Down there in your neck of the woods. And once again, first half team, but this time we didn't fall apart in the second. In fact, we did quite well in the first, with 4 goals coming from Gio, getting over his little spat there with Bearhalter, getting on the scorebooks. The scorebooks? I think I just combined 2 different terms. Pulisic getting another goal with a PK. Balogun getting an assist from Tim Weah. And then Pulisic getting Gio Reyna the brace, all in the first half, taking down the Ghana Black Stars 4-0. So we played better than the team we should have, and we lost to the team we were supposed to. So that's par for the course as far as I'm concerned with the men's national team. We play good against teams we should be beating, and we look like the side that we are against teams that are better than us.
Yeah, I was hopeful because Ghana put us 4 years ago. We probably lose to Ghana or draw. Like, I think we've taken a step up.
For sure.
It's making me hopeful for 2026 because, as you listed, all those names are like 25 and below.
Right.
So they're going to be kind of hitting their prime as we go into the World Cup. I'm going USA by 1,000. You know, if we lose, we should just disseminate our soccer team.
Oh, wow. It's our first and last hurrah. Well, not our first, because we've hosted the World Cup previously, but definitely the last, if we're going to disband thereafter. That'll be disappointing.
It raises the stakes.
Definitely raises the stakes. But we'll move on from international duty back to the domestic league of, well, not domestic for us, but general domestic duty there in England. EPL, starting off with the first match of Saturday, match day 9. Liverpool hosting Everton, the one everyone is looking forward to because it's such an equally matched clash there in Liverpool. They're both in Liverpool, right? Isn't Everton in Liverpool?
It's a Merseyside derby.
Yeah, Merseyside derby.
Good one.
So
I enjoy these games because Everton always makes it a game. Even if they get slaughtered 3-0, it's usually entertaining.
It's still chippy.
Yeah, it's still chippy, and I don't think Everton pulls it out, but I do think they make it interesting. My prediction was 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
And I think it'll be like a late 70th, 80th minute goal. Liverpool to win.
Yeah, I've got it as 2-0 Liverpool. I think that they're kind of coasting right now. They're doing pretty well. And Everton, they're just
Been doing better.
They've been doing better. I mean, they're not in the relegation zone currently, so that's an improvement. But I still think they're Everton, so I don't think they get one in there. So I think Liverpool takes Merseyside 2-0 from Everton. And then we'll take a little bit of a stroll down to Vitality Stadium in Bournemouth. I think that's down. Couldn't tell you where Bournemouth is on the in the British Isle there. But my Wolves take on Bournemouth at Vitality Stadium. I'm optimistic for this one. As dangerous as that is, I am optimistic for this one. I've got my Wolves taking the full 3, 2-1 over Bournemouth. We kind of need it.
Yeah, I mean, Brentford has been that team that they've gotten oh so close so often this season. I think that they pull this one out. I think this isn't a game that Burnley gets points. I think they win 3-1.
Oh, that's so disappointing. And you've been so pro Wolves the past. I mean, I think you're just coming to your senses a little bit. I've let myself be clouded by a recent success, and I'm choosing them over Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth's not good, so that makes it so it's somewhat reasonable. But yeah, it could very well go that poorly. Speaking of going poorly, we'll move down to Brentford and Burnley. Burnley being the one that's speaking of poorly. How do you have this one shaken out? Brentford, one of those sides that you never know which team you're going to get.
So I did just give you my Brentford Burnley prediction. I did not give you my Bournemouth Wolves prediction.
Oh, so that's 3-1 Brentford Burnley. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
That's the Wolves. I have a 1-1 draw.
Okay, that's. I think
Wolves are good enough to win, but I don't think they can win because they seem to only be able to beat Man City. So I don't know. I think it's a draw 1-1. They'll be a bit sluggish coming back from the international break, but 1-1.
And then for Brentford Burnley, you got 3-1. Yeah, I've got it 4-0 for Brentford at the G-Tech Community Stadium there. Burnley's just not good. That's really the problem.
They're close to being good, but
they're like so close to being like, hey, they could sneak up on you. They just don't do it. Having a negative 13 goal difference on only 8 matches does not instill confidence in you. Does not instill confidence in the slightest. Not great. We will now go to one of the headliners. I'm gonna classify this one as the barn burner for the weekend because it's very important for one side. Manchester City hosts Brighton Hove Albion at Etihad Stadium in Manchester. Did the boys figure it out? That's the question. Because they have lost 2 in a row in the Premier League. What say you?
Yeah, I don't think Pep has ever lost 3 in a row in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. I don't think he loses 3 in a row this time. I think it ends up being 4-2.
Whoa, okay.
I think Brighton's good enough to put 2 past us, but
for sure. Yeah.
I think that we got a couple guys a lot healthier coming out of the break. I think Grealish is fully healthy now. Mm-hmm. A couple of defenders are getting back to full fitness. So
you'll have whose guy was he was on red card? Rodri. Yes, Rodri. He'll be back. That'll be big. I should have remembered that when I was making these predictions. I think that I don't have you losing, but I do have a 2-2 draw. Because Brighton can do that. Brighton could do that. They could pull like a 3-3 draw, as a matter of fact. But
also lose 6-1.
They could. Man, I'm going against protocol. Brighton's supposed to be 3-1. Shoot. That's fine. The last time that they drew, which was last week, it was a 2-2 draw. So I'm going to stick with it. James's Park for another Newcastle clash, this time with Crystal Palace. What team are we going to get today for Newcastle? I've got them going. I'm saying that they keep rolling 2-0 over Crystal Palace. It could happen.
Yeah, I'm going 1-1 draw. Mm-hmm. I think Newcastle will be kind of peeking over the edge towards the Champions League. They have Dortmund, which is probably the easiest team within their division. And I think it's at Newcastle. We'll figure that out on our next episode. But they do have Borussia Dortmund coming up. And I think they might be overlooking Crystal Palace. I'm going 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. I do have it is at Newcastle. So they get to host Dortmund this midweek.
I think they'll overlook them. I think Crystal Palace will come out and get it.
I think they did that last time. I can't remember. I'd have to check our records. I don't want to do it right now, though. So we will go down. Oh, boy. I just saw which match is up next. It's Nottingham Forest and Lutontown.
Match of the weekend.
Yeah, just the one that everybody's looking out for. Luton. Boy, Luton and Sheffield, man. They're just not good. And Burnley, for that matter. All the sides that came up are not looking great at staying up. Luton has just peeked their head out from the relegation zone. But I think Nottingham Forest puts them back. Well, won't put them back in it just because of the other results that happened this weekend. But 3-1 Nottingham Forest is my prediction. I think that Nottingham Forest has improved over last season. I think that they've shown that they are not a relegation side, as opposed to what my preseason predictions would have did state, in fact. And I think that they handle business as they host Burnley at their place at the City Ground.
Yeah, I think Nottingham wins 3-1 over Luton.
Oh, we got the same score.
And Luton's goal will be like a pretty lucky goal.
It was like a 26th minute deflection off of a shot.
Maybe even own. I don't know.
Own goal deflection.
Nottingham seals it. They handle the game.
Yep. And then what would have looked like a really good match at the beginning of the season. Chelsea hosting Arsenal. But Chelsea's not good. We figured that out. I have it as a very strange 2-4 victory for Arsenal at Stamford Bridge.
3-1 Chelsea win. That's what I have.
Whoa.
Chelsea have won their last 2, and they have gotten 7 points of their last possible 12.
Won their last 2. It was Burnley and Fulham, dude.
I think that gives them the confidence they need, and I think Arsenal is going to overlook them. I think it being a London derby, I think Arsenal coming off a high of beating City, international break. Mm-hmm. I think they kind of overlook Chelsea a little bit, and Chelsea come out and kick them in the teeth.
Champions League coming up in the midweek. I mean, 3-1 seems a bit excessive.
It smells like an upset.
3-1 seems a bit excessive. Like, I could see a sneak of a 2-1. But, we'll see. Speaking of upset, well, it's not an upset because it's a draw. I do have Sheffield United getting a point out of Man U 1-1 at Bramall Lane. Just because I want to see them suffer. I just want to see them suffer.
Yeah, I have a 1-0 Sheffield United win.
Oh, man. See, I always think I'm being bold with these Man U picks, and then I forget that you will always pick worse than I think I should.
I don't think they're very good, and I think that Sheffield United at home has played better more recently.
Kind of need it. They have a single point so far this season.
Man U have not played well at all away. So I just don't see... If Sheffield United gives them a good 10 to 15 minutes of high-level play, Man U has always decided to sit back and kind of take it. So I don't know. If Sheffield get an early goal, they could pull it out.
We will see at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on Peacock. And not the free one that you get with like an Xfinity setup. You have to pay for it directly. I did find that out. So they're getting some money from me. On to Sunday, the singular match on Sunday across Telemundo and USA. We've got Aston Villa hosting West Ham United. This one I think will be a very intriguing match, a very fun match. 2-2 draw is what I've got in the end.
Yeah, I have the same prediction.
Yeah. I think both these sides are really entertaining upper mid-table teams, lower top-end teams. They can come out and surprise on the odd weekend, and I think that this is equally matched sides.
Yeah, 2 very different styles of play.
For sure.
Aston Villa wants to have the ball, push it. West Ham's like, we're cool with playing defense and doing counters.
And it's been working for them. I mean, they're done pretty well this season. And then we will, because they're both right. They're both in the hunt. I mean, Aston Villa's just got Brighton on goal difference for 5th. West Ham sitting at 7th, 2 points below that. So this is a pretty important match for both of them. Villa trying to hold on to that glimpsing at the European action. But then we'll move on to the last one of the weekend on Monday at 3 p.m. Spurs are going to slaughter Fulham. Cool. I've got it 4-0.
I literally almost wrote out 4-0, but I think it'll be closer. I think it'll be 2-0.
It's going to be more like the Luton and Tottenham. Or like Tottenham, what are you guys even doing?
Yeah, I think that they get an early goal and a late goal. But I think that now that they're on top, Tottenham's not used to being on top. So I think they're going to start to show some shaky play. And they might even lose down the road here soon. But
to cross sports by force, kind of go into that prevent defense, right? The only thing it prevents you from doing is winning the game. So I could, I certainly thought that they would have beaten Luton more than 1-0. So Fulham is better than Luton marginally. So you can see something like that happen if they don't come out and really press the match. If they're not trying to get in there and exert their will over Fulham. But yeah, we've got some good ones coming up this weekend. We will certainly see that action starting off tomorrow. Excited for action to be back in swing. Got some Champions League stuff going on in the midweek. So we will have that covered on Monday after we do our recap of the action that occurred this weekend. Tuesday. We will have that episode come out Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. That's when they get posted. Anything else before we wrap up here?
I was looking at Tottenham and Fulham's last 5 matches they played.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been 1-1 draw, 1-0 Tottenham, 2-1 Tottenham, 1-0 Tottenham, and then Fulham just beat Tottenham in the EFL Cup. That doesn't mean a ton. But in the last 4 Premier League games, it's been 1 goal win or a draw. So they seem to be close in these London derbies here.
2 London derbies in 1 weekend. Imagine that. But you're sticking with the 2-0.
I'm sticking with 2-0.
Sticking with the 2-0. Can't move you off that, though. All right, well, we will go ahead and watch that action as it happens and be back with you here on Tuesday. In the meantime, why don't you go ahead and grab some coffee, preferably like a nice dark roast. Watch some soccer.